Good morning, everyone. Well, thank you very much. I would like to start off by asking you guys, how many of you, while you're out and about town, ask this question of people? How are you? When you guys are out and about town, you ask people how they are, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the common responses that you hear when you're asking people, how are you?
Fine.
Fine, how are you?
Great.
Right? Some of these stuff, how are you? Well, I've been better, I'm fine. Well, if my boss wasn't yeah. Well, I'm bored. I'd rather be doing pretty much anything than this. I'm good. Now, sometimes I'm good is okay, but most of the time I'm good, how about you? And then not too bad, and of course there's the So these people, my concern with this is when I'm out and about and I'm asking people this, these type of answers actually probably indicate that people really aren't having that great of a day. And part of why they're not having that great of a day is because when you ask them that question, they start asking themselves, how did I get here? What happened to my life's dreams? You know, how can I get out of this situation? Now, these questions are the ones that kind of keep us down. But what's nice, most of the people in this room, you guys are ahead of this curve because you do have successful careers or businesses and you have a fulfilled personal life. And that's because a lot of you have answered these questions. You know, Bill Kayberg, for instance, you love doing insurance. You travel, you enjoy the wine, it's absolutely wonderful. Our other Bill, you found your passion and your joy in helping people through the Juice Plus. You take that yourself, that gives you the vitality that you're looking for. You have a purpose, a focus that makes it so that you can continue to move forward and have what it is that you want in your life and a very fulfilled personal life as well. And so both those things are really important to really get ahead of the curve. So though most of us in this room were ahead of that curve, what about these people? You know, we have the barista who can't stand her job. You know, the person who's just so frustrated with the mundane everyday life, has no focus, has no goals. The worker that is supposed to be filing, gets underpaid and underappreciated, right? She doesn't like what she's doing anymore. The stay-at-home mom that just can't, she just needs her own space. She needs to be able to get out and breathe. She needs her jewelry, right?
Yes, she does.
Exactly. You know, the guy who's just bored out of his mind with the job that he has. And we also forget about the retired guy. He doesn't have anything anymore that's fulfilling him. So though he might have a couple of hobbies, he really doesn't have something that's bringing that joy so that he can live his life to the fullest. So, let's see here. So that being said, I want to talk about how I can help these people and why I can help these people. So a lot of you will remember my old tagline, right? If you're having trouble with the door that refuses to close, give me a call and say,
Help me, Steve!
Hey, and I'll be on the way, right? So Help Me Steve was, not only was it my business name, not only was it my tagline, but I am Help Me Steve. That has been who I have been for the majority of my life. I want to talk about how this guy became that guy. So, believe it or not, I was like 12 or 13 in this picture, and my son, unfortunately, is in the same situation. We don't sprout until a little bit later in life. But
When do you sprout?
shut up. So, I'd like to share a very personal story with you guys on how I became Help Me Steve. So, although I look really happy at this time in my life, I was about 12, 13. Going to middle school, my mom was dating a guy who was very abusive. And this guy had one thing that really set him off, that I would do all the time, and you would think I would learn a quick lesson on it. And that was that I'd forget to put the toilet seat down. And you'd be surprised what kind of punishment I would get over not putting a toilet seat down. And you'd be surprised that I keep forgetting, time and time again. But I was blinded by fear. I would go in, I'm like, okay, I gotta remember to put the toilet seat down. I have to remember to do that. And I would walk out and go, oh my God, I didn't remember. And he would run in to check if I put it down, and then I would get punished, right? It was an absolutely awful situation. So one morning before school, I forgot to put the seat down. And I got my punishment, and it was not funny, it was not pretty, and it sucked. So I went to school, and I had a small group of friends at the time, and I went and told one of the guys that was one of my friends what had happened this morning, and said, you know, can you please just keep this to yourself? I don't really want everybody to know about it, but you know, I needed to tell someone. So, you know, he listened, and the day went on. Then around lunchtime, one of my other friends came up to me, and we're teenagers at the time, and she came up, she was really upset. Her boyfriend had broke her heart. We've all had that puppy love, right? Where everything matters when you're 13, 14 years old for that puppy love. It's so much. And the feeling, it's real at that point in time. And it breaks your heart. And she came to me and she shared this with me. And she needed a shoulder to cry on. And I was there for her. And I listened, supported her, and helped her to move through. She ended up continuing on with the day. And later on that day, she ran into the friend from the morning who I had told my story from the morning. He told her what had happened. She found me later in the day, sat me down, and with a tear on her face, said to me, "Steve, I don't know how you do it. Out of all of our friends, we all know that your life is the toughest. Yet we can always count on you to be there for us. When we come, you listen, you care, and you're there. And it's absolutely crazy. Thank you so much for being such an amazing friend and helping me." And that's Help Me Steve. And that's who I am at my core. So, Help Me Steve grew up and decided to become a purpose coach. I'm now doing purpose coaching, and I want to talk about some of the benefits of people who do this coaching with me. Some of the tangible things that people can take away from these coaching sessions are that they'll have at least one clearly defined aspect of their life that they're passionate about. We'll also co-create a path for them how to actually implement it and what actions are necessary to have this passion in your life. Now, I want to explain a little piece about this passion. The passion doesn't necessarily turn out to be your work. Your passion can be something you truly thrive off of. And that thriving off of it is what gets you out of bed so you do deal with the jerk of a boss that some people have. But if you don't have that passion in your life, if you can't find some purpose, some reason for getting out of bed, then that jerk of a boss makes things really, really miserable, and it's really hard to get out of bed. And you're not finding that joy, and you're not creating flow and having the energies come through you. So you should also feel more inspired as you get more energy and vitality to weave into your daily life, which would be used to help also move out some of the negative patterns and the thoughts that we have. I mean, think about it. When you wake up and you're happy about things, you're not thinking about all the negative crap. You overcome all the little details. And a lot of the negative stuff is just details. We just have to learn how to just move past them. They don't really matter. If you look at a lot of the negative things in your life, if you try and think 6 weeks ago what was going on so bad in your life, it's not going to be easy to recall that because it's just a detail. It will pass. But the more positive you have in your life, the easier it is to just keep moving that forward. You also should have a clearer sense of who you are as a person and become more understanding and confident in your capabilities and have more enjoyment with a life full of appreciation and fun. Because when we're positive and we're having a good life, it's a lot easier to recognize that in others. And it becomes this fire that just keeps going. You start out as being so positive, and you then can look at someone and go, "Wow, beautiful smile. I'm so glad, and I can appreciate that you're smiling right now, and it's beautiful to see you smile," right? And I mean that, and you know that I mean that, right? And that's because I do have a very fulfilled, joyful life. I live my purpose. I am so honored to be able to live my purpose. So that's a little bit about the benefits that part of doing the coaching system. Just real quickly, the system is a 9-step system. So there will be 9 coaching sessions, either in person or over the phone. The first one will be 2-hour sessions, so we can have a little bit more time to get to know each other. And by the way, if somebody at the end of that 2-hour call doesn't feel like I can help them, I'm not going to take their money. I want people to want what it is that I have and be able to feel like we can work together with this. So a little bit limited on time, so I'm going to move forward to who's an ideal person to work with me. So while you are out and about and you ask people, "How are you?" and you get those kind of responses, think about me. I can help these people to have a better response. Ask me how I am.
How are you?
I couldn't be better unless I were twins. Sound that from it, right? Some other people that might find my coaching to be beneficial would be stay-at-home moms that want to have some space and find themselves, retired people that kind of seem lost without their job, recently divorced men or women that now have just this open palette to create something new. And of course, people that remind you of me would be perfect for me. Right? So I'd like to give you guys quickly the deal. The normal price is $13.75 for the full sessions. There will be a discount of $8.95 for anybody who does a 30-minute free consultation with me by the 31st. And then if someone's also interested, I'm doing a healing package that goes along with that. And if they do that, there will be a huge discount of over $1,000. I am asking, though, that those people do give me some referrals or reviews on websites and then do a testimonial for me at the end. Now, today's takeaway. The secret to getting a boy to put the seat down. His first wife uses it at night just once. Thank you guys so very much. I'm out of time.